Welcome to Napoleon's Power Talk. Today we're diving deep into a topic that will separate your habits from your destiny. The title is Stop Being Broke, the Money Mindset Shift. And I've broken this journey down into 10 powerful parts, each one built to challenge, stretch, and grow you. So buckle up. Let's begin with Part 1. Part 1, Stop Being Broke, the Hidden Mindset That Keeps You Poor. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you can't escape financial stress? Do you wonder why some people attract wealth while others stay stuck? I remember standing in a small grocery store years ago, holding a single loaf of bread, counting coins with sweaty hands, praying the card wouldn't decline. I felt shame, frustration, and a quiet anger burning inside me. That moment became my turning point. I realized the problem was not just money, it was my mindset about money. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But if your mind believes you are destined to be broke, your actions will keep you there." Core message: the broke mindset versus the wealth mindset. People stay broke not because they lack talent or energy, but because they hold beliefs that sabotage wealth. Money is evil. Rich people are greedy. I'm not meant for wealth. I'm just unlucky. These thoughts become invisible chains. Every financial opportunity feels out of reach. Every risk feels dangerous. You play small and your bank account reflects it. Practical example: the shift of perspective. A young man named David used to think working multiple jobs was the only way to get ahead. He was exhausted, broke, and hopeless. One day he read Think and Grow Rich and started shifting his beliefs. Money is a tool for good. I deserve financial abundance. Wealth is built by serving others. David started learning skills, built a small online business, and within 18 months replaced his job income while working fewer hours. His actions changed because his mindset changed first. Audience engagement questions. Pause and ask yourself, what beliefs about money are holding me back? Do I feel guilty about wanting wealth? Am I afraid of success? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your comment might inspire someone else today. A soft, professional CTA. If you're ready to transform your mindset and attract abundance, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk. Let's build your wealth mindset together, one step at a time. Emotionally powerful closing reflection. Remember this: your current financial reality is not your destiny. It's a reflection of your beliefs. Change your beliefs and your actions will change. Change your actions and your results will change. You are not here to live in stress and scarcity. You are here to grow, contribute, and live in freedom. The world needs you wealthy, not broke. Part 2, the invisible programming that keeps you broke. Have you ever felt stuck no matter how hard you try to get ahead financially? Do you wonder why your efforts rarely lead to lasting change? Let me share a moment with you. Years ago, I met a man who worked harder than anyone I knew. Long hours, double shifts, always tired but always broke. One evening, he broke down and asked, "Why can I never get ahead? Why does money slip through my fingers no matter how hard I work?" I saw in his eyes what many people feel: frustration, exhaustion, quiet fear. What he did not know was that his mind was running an invisible program about money, planted in him since childhood. Many people live under invisible programming about wealth. From parents, society, and school, we hear stories like money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, we cannot afford that, or we are not those kinds of people. These statements may seem harmless, but they become beliefs that run in the background of your mind. You grow up thinking wealth is for others, not for you. You believe that to be spiritual, you must reject money, or that wanting wealth is wrong. So you sabotage yourself. You undercharge your worth. You avoid opportunities. You delay taking action. You remain in fear of investing in yourself. Pause for a moment and reflect. What were you told about money growing up? Was it positive or fearful? Who did you see as wealthy people in your life, and what did you think about them? Write these reflections down in your journal tonight. To break free from being broke, you must become aware of the invisible programming running your life. Awareness creates the power to change. One of the most powerful stories comes from a woman named Clara. She grew up hearing, "We are not the kind of people who get rich." Every time she started earning more, unexpected expenses would swallow her money. She realized she was unconsciously sabotaging her growth to stay loyal to her family's beliefs. Clara started rewriting her programming. She wrote daily, "I am worthy of wealth. I create abundance that blesses others." She read about people who built wealth ethically and saw them as examples, not enemies. Over time, her beliefs shifted, and so did her financial reality. I want to ask you, what old money stories are you ready to release? What new empowering beliefs will you choose to plant in your mind? Share them in the comments to claim your shift today. If you find these teachings valuable and want to continue growing your wealth mindset, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can build this journey together. Your invisible programming is not your destiny. It is simply what you learned, and anything you learned you can unlearn. You have the power to write a new story about money, one where wealth is not something you chase, but something you attract by who you become. You are here to live in abundance, not lack, to create, not to fear, to build wealth that serves your highest purpose. Part 3. The power of decision in building wealth. Have you ever wondered why some people change their financial destiny while others stay stuck? Have you felt torn between wanting wealth and fearing what it will demand of you? Let me share a story with you. A young man named Samuel lived with constant financial stress. Every day he would think about paying bills, worrying about the next expense, and hoping something would change. One day, while reading a book in a crowded library, he came across a single sentence that changed his life forever. Wealth begins with a clear decision. At that moment, Samuel realized he had never actually decided to become wealthy. He wished for money, hoped for opportunities, and worked hard, but deep inside he never decided to become a person capable of building wealth. Napoleon Hill taught that all success begins with a clear, definite decision. Until you decide that wealth is part of your purpose, your actions will remain scattered and your energy unfocused. Most people are waiting for the perfect time to get serious about money. They wait for more education, a better economy, or someone else's permission. But the truth is, wealth starts when you decide it is no longer acceptable to live in scarcity. I want you to pause and ask yourself, have I truly decided to become wealthy, or am I merely hoping for it? Write your answer down tonight. This single reflection can become the turning point in your financial life. When you decide, everything changes. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You begin to learn, to invest in yourself, and to take steps you used to avoid. You become willing to fail forward because your decision is stronger than your fear. Consider the story of Lisa, a single mother who lived paycheck to paycheck for years. One day she decided she would no longer let fear dictate her life. She started studying financial literacy, built a small online service, and disciplined herself to save and invest small amounts. Within 3 years, Lisa cleared her debts and began investing in assets that created a new stream of income. It all started with a clear decision, not a wish, not a hope, but a decision that wealth was aligned with her purpose and values. Ask yourself, what will I decide today about my financial future? Will I continue living by old patterns, or will I decide to create wealth that aligns with my purpose? Share your decision in the comments. Declaring it will make it real, and your decision might inspire someone else to step into their power. If you are finding these lessons helpful, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can continue building your wealth mindset together. Remember that every great financial breakthrough begins with a single decision, a decision that says, I will learn, I will grow, I will build, I will serve, I will live in abundance, not fear. Your decision is the seed, your actions are the water, your persistence is the sunlight. Together they will grow the tree of wealth in your life. Part 4. Building wealth through service and value. Have you ever asked why money flows easily to some people? Have you wondered how you can attract wealth without losing your purpose? Let me share a personal reflection with you. There was a time when I believed the only way to earn more was to work harder and longer. I thought wealth was tied to exhaustion. Then one morning I met a quiet mentor who told me something I will never forget. Money is a reward for value, not effort alone. That day changed how I saw wealth forever. Many people believe they must chase money, but chasing money often leads to fear, scarcity, and burnout. The truth is, wealth flows toward those who solve problems and serve others with excellence. It flows to those who provide value consistently, even when no one is watching. Ask yourself, what value am I bringing to the world today? How am I serving others in a way that makes their lives better? Write down your answer tonight, because this will guide your financial destiny. Napoleon Hill taught that all wealth is built on the foundation of service. It is the law of compensation. The more people you help and the better you help them, the more wealth will flow toward you. Think about the story of Mark, who worked a low-paying job and felt trapped. One day he asked himself, what problem can I solve for others that I would love to solve? He realized he loved helping small businesses grow using social media. Mark started learning skills in the evenings and offered free help to a few businesses. Within a year, he built a small agency that replaced his job income, all because he focused on service. Wealth came to Mark not because he worked harder, but because he served better. If you want to escape the cycle of being broke, start asking how you can increase your value. What skills can you learn? What solutions can you provide? How can you become a person others can trust? Ask yourself, how can I serve more deeply this week? What skill will I commit to mastering so I can create value in the marketplace? Share your commitment in the comments so others can be inspired by your dedication. If you are gaining value from this series, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk to continue building your wealth mindset and purpose together. Remember this, money is not something you chase. It is something you attract by becoming a person of service, value, and trust. When you focus on service, money becomes a byproduct of your impact, not your burden. You have the power to build wealth by helping others, and in doing so, you align your financial journey with your purpose. Part 5, the power of persistence in wealth creation. Have you ever felt like giving up when results did not come quickly? Have you questioned whether building wealth is even worth the struggle? Let me share a human moment with you. There was a time when I launched a small service to earn extra income. I worked hard, made calls, and faced rejection after rejection. Doubt crept in, whispering, maybe you should stop, maybe you are not meant for this. One morning I remembered Napoleon Hill's words, most people give up when success is just around the corner. That day I decided to persist one more week, then another. Within 3 months, clients began to arrive. That small decision to persist became the turning point in my financial path. Many people stay broke because they stop too soon. They try for a few weeks, then quit when results are slow. They let fear, temporary failure, or external opinions convince them to give up on their dreams. Wealth is not built in a day. It is built through small daily actions compounded over time. It requires the mindset that says, I will keep going no matter how slow it feels because I believe in my purpose. Pause and ask yourself, where in your financial journey have you given up too soon? What would happen if you chose to persist one more day, one more week, one more year? Write this reflection down tonight. Let it guide your renewed action tomorrow. Napoleon Hill studied hundreds of the world's wealthiest people and found that persistence was a common trait among all of them. It was not luck alone or talent alone. It was the decision to continue even when there was no evidence of immediate success. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb, or Colonel Sanders, who faced hundreds of rejections before someone agreed to serve his chicken recipe. Wealth often arrives after you have passed the tests of persistence. I want to ask you, what is one financial goal you are ready to persist with, no matter how hard it feels? What step will you take this week to prove your commitment to yourself? Share your goal in the comments. Your decision might encourage someone else who is close to giving up. If you are finding these lessons valuable and want to continue strengthening your mindset, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can grow your financial discipline and resilience together. Remember this, persistence is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It is the quiet power that keeps you moving when others stop. It is the secret ingredient that transforms struggle into success. If you refuse to give up, wealth will eventually meet you on your journey. Part 6, the power of faith and belief in wealth creation. Have you ever doubted your ability to become wealthy? Have you felt your dreams are too big for someone like you? Let me share a quiet truth with you. There was a night I sat alone, staring at my small goals list, wondering if I was foolish to believe I could build wealth and freedom. I felt the weight of fear and self-doubt pressing on my heart. Then I remembered Napoleon Hill's words, faith is the only known antidote for failure. That sentence became a light in the darkness for me. Most people stay broke not because they lack ideas or opportunities, but because they lack belief in themselves. They believe they are too small, too unqualified, or too late to build wealth. Their mind keeps whispering, who are you to dream so big? Wealth begins in the mind. Faith is seeing the result before it arrives, holding it in your mind so strongly that it guides your actions and choices, even when the world offers you reasons to give up. Pause and ask yourself, do I truly believe I can become wealthy? Do I believe I deserve abundance? Write your honest answers in your journal tonight. Let it be the start of your transformation. When you study the lives of people who broke the chains of poverty, you will find that faith was the foundation of their journey. They saw possibilities where others saw dead ends. They moved forward even when no one around them believed it was possible. Consider the story of Rosa, who grew up in a family where no one had ever owned a home. She held a belief that one day she would change that. Despite low income, she studied financial principles, saved small amounts, and educated herself about real estate. Her family laughed at her dreams, but her faith was stronger than their doubt. At 28, Rosa bought her first home, breaking a generational pattern. Faith gave her the courage to take steps others were too afraid to take. Ask yourself, what would I attempt if I truly believed it was possible? What small step would I take this week if I believed wealth is part of my purpose? Share your step in the comments so your courage can inspire others. If you are gaining value from this series and want to strengthen your mindset, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can continue building your wealth journey together. Remember this, faith is the foundation of all wealth. It is not blind hope, but a powerful certainty that what you desire can and will manifest if you align your actions with your beliefs. It turns fear into courage, doubt into determination, and small steps into big results. You are not here to live in the shadows of doubt. You are here to believe in your purpose and walk boldly into the wealth and freedom you are capable of creating. Part 7, Mastering the Power of Focus to Attract Wealth. Have you ever felt pulled in 100 directions, unable to focus on building wealth? Have you wondered why your goals feel so far away despite working hard? Let me share a personal reflection with you. There was a time I had goals written everywhere. I wanted to start a business, learn new skills, invest, write a book, and build my health. Every day I would touch each goal a little, but nothing moved. One morning I read a quote that changed me. Energy flows where attention goes. In that quiet moment, I realized that scattered focus was keeping me broke and stuck. Many people live in constant motion, mistaking busyness for progress. They wake up to noise, grab their phone, scroll, react, and then wonder why another year has passed with nothing changing. Wealth is built when you learn to direct your focus like a laser, not a floodlight. When you choose one financial goal, one skill to master, and one wealth path to commit to, your energy amplifies and results begin to appear. Pause and ask yourself, where is my focus going every day? Is it aligned with building wealth and freedom? Write this down tonight. Reflect on where you will direct your energy starting tomorrow. Napoleon Hill taught that concentrated focus on a clear goal is a magnet for opportunities. When you focus, you begin to notice ideas, people, and doors that were always there but hidden by distraction. Think of the story of Amir, who struggled for years trying side hustles, online gigs, and different business ideas. Nothing worked until he chose to focus on building one online service, mastering one skill, and serving one market. Within a year, Amir replaced his job income, all because he decided to focus. It was not luck, it was clarity. Ask yourself, what is the one wealth-building path I will focus on for the next 6 months? What skill will I master to increase my earning potential? Share your focus in the comments to declare your commitment and inspire others. If you are gaining value from this series, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can continue growing your wealth mindset and clarity together. Remember this, your energy is your most powerful currency. When you direct it toward a clear, purposeful goal, you begin to attract wealth opportunities naturally. Focus is the discipline of ignoring what does not serve your purpose and aligning your daily actions with your biggest dreams. You are not meant to live in distraction. You are meant to live with clarity, purpose, and the focused power that creates wealth and freedom. Part 8, Environment Shapes Wealth. Have you ever felt like every time you take a step forward financially, something pulls you back? Have you wondered why it is so hard to stay focused and consistent? Let me share a human moment with you. Years ago, I decided to change my financial life. I was motivated and focused, but within days, distractions surrounded me. Friends who laughed at saving, family who believed wealth was selfish, a home filled with clutter, and a phone constantly buzzing. One morning, I realized the truth. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. It was not that I lacked discipline. I was living in an environment that was designed to keep me broke. Many people underestimate how deeply their environment shapes their wealth journey. They keep the same friends, the same habits, the same patterns, and expect different results. They try to grow while staying in soil that cannot support their growth. Pause and ask yourself, is my environment helping me build wealth or keeping me stuck? Write this reflection in your journal tonight. Napoleon Hill taught that your environment, including your associations, your home, and your daily surroundings, silently programs your mind. If you want to build wealth, you must create an environment that supports it. Consider the story of Mia, who struggled to save money and focus on her goals. She realized her closest friends mocked financial discipline and encouraged her to spend without purpose. Mia decided to change her environment. She started spending time with people who valued growth and discipline, cleaned her workspace, and filled her room with books and reminders of her goals. Within a year, Mia paid off her debts and launched her first profitable project. She did not change by willpower alone. She changed her environment to match her goals. Ask yourself, what is one change you will make in your environment this week to support your wealth journey? What habit, relationship, or distraction will you adjust to align with your purpose? Share your commitment in the comments so others can learn from your courage. If you are finding these teachings valuable, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can continue building your wealth mindset together. Remember this, you become a product of your environment. If your surroundings are filled with distractions, negativity, and limitations, you will live small. If your environment is filled with clarity, growth, and reminders of your mission, you will expand. You are not meant to remain stuck in the environment that created your limits. You are here to build a new environment that supports your wealth, freedom, and purpose. Part 9, Wealth Requires Taking Calculated Risks. Have you ever felt afraid to invest in yourself or your goals? Have you wondered why opportunities pass you by while you stand still? Let me share a personal reflection with you. There was a time when I was terrified to take risks. I would plan, think, and dream, but when the moment came to act, fear would freeze me. One morning I read a powerful line: "If you avoid all risks, you avoid all growth." At that moment I realized that staying safe was keeping me broke and stuck. Many people desire wealth but live in fear of taking the steps that lead to it. They fear failing, losing money, or what others will say. So they wait, hoping the perfect moment will arrive, but it never does. Pause and ask yourself, am I letting fear stop me from taking the actions that could change my financial life? Write this reflection in your journal tonight. Napoleon Hill discovered that every wealthy individual had to take calculated risks. They studied, prepared, and then acted even when they were not guaranteed success. They understood that inaction was a greater risk than trying and failing. Think of the story of Ray, who worked a stable but low-paying job. He always wanted to start a small service business but was afraid of leaving the safety of his paycheck. One day, he decided to take a calculated risk. He kept his job but started working on his business in the evenings. Within a year, his side business grew enough to replace his income. Ray stepped into a new financial reality, all because he chose action over fear. The risk was not reckless, it was calculated, guided by learning and discipline. Ask yourself, what small calculated risk can I take this month to move closer to financial freedom? What investment in yourself or your growth are you ready to commit to? Share your step in the comments so others can learn from your courage. If you are gaining value from this series, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk so we can continue growing your wealth mindset and courage together. Remember this, wealth is not built in comfort zones. It grows when you are willing to take the steps others avoid. Every opportunity carries risk, but calculated risks are the price of progress. Without action, dreams remain dreams. You are not here to live in fear and hesitation. You are here to act boldly, learn continuously, and take the steps that align with your mission and purpose. Part 10, Acting on Your Wealth Vision Daily. Have you ever promised yourself you would change but stayed the same? Have you wondered why knowledge alone does not bring wealth? Let me share a human moment with you. There was a time when I would read books, watch motivational videos, and write big plans, but take no action. At night, I felt inspired. By morning, I was back in the same routine. One day, I read these words: "Knowledge without action is wasted potential." That day, I realized the missing link was daily action. Many people stay broke not because they lack ideas, but because they lack consistent action toward their vision. They wait for motivation to strike. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for approval. Days turn into years, and their dreams remain locked inside them. Pause and ask yourself, am I acting on my wealth vision every day, or only thinking about it? Write your reflection tonight and let it guide your tomorrow. Napoleon Hill taught that action is the real measure of intelligence. It is easy to plan and dream, but wealth is built by executing your plans consistently, even when it is uncomfortable. Think of the story of Daniel, who always wanted to create financial freedom for his family. He knew about budgeting, investing, and entrepreneurship, but never acted. One day, Daniel committed to taking one wealth-building action every day. Some days it was reading 10 pages of a financial book, some days making a call, some days saving a small amount. Within 2 years, Daniel cleared his debts, built savings, and started a small business. It all began with small daily actions. Ask yourself, what daily action can you commit to that aligns with your wealth goals? What will you start today that your future self will thank you for? Share your commitment in the comments so others can join you on this path. If you found value in this series, subscribe to Napoleon's Power Talk to continue growing your wealth mindset and action discipline. Remember this, dreams without action are illusions. You build wealth not by what you know, but by what you consistently do. Small, focused actions taken daily will transform your financial life over time. You are not here to remain stuck in hopes and plans. You are here to take action, build your wealth, and live the freedom you were created for.